Greetings, this is Jim Lindsay. This is a CIS video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the Dreamspark website and server. Dreamspark goes by many names. It's been called Dreamspark, it's been called MSDN-AA, which was Microsoft Academic Alliance. It's also been called the Elms server. It's also been called On the Hub, and so, you know, whatever name you call it by, what this server does is this server provides us at Western an ability to download many different Microsoft programs that otherwise we would have to pay a lot of money for. We pay for membership to be part of this Dreamspark or On the Hub or MSDN-AA network. So we use, what we do is, as the faculty, we use the money that you pay in your class fees to get access to this thing, and you're going to see why it's so potentially so valuable. And so what I wanted to do is show you the process that you would follow in order to download software from the Dreamspark site. Specifically, what you want for this class is I want you to get Visio. I want you to get the Visio program. I'm going to download Visio 2013 and install it. I'm on a computer. This computer I'm using for this video is one that I've not used for videos for this class before. It doesn't have Visio, and so by putting it on this machine, I'm going through the same process that you would go through. Be aware that there is a Visio 2016, and if you want to download and install that one, you can. What I would recommend to you is to probably get 2013 instead. I know there's a 2016 out there, but the book that we use is a 2013 book. The demonstrations I'm going to use in class, it's all with 2013, because quite frankly I didn't know if 2016 was going to be available yet. Fortunately it is, but at the point when I had to make a decision about what book and software and stuff to use for this class, they weren't sure if 2016 was going to be available, so I went with 2013. So you can download 2016 if you want, but I would recommend to you to hold off on that. Do stuff with 2013, you know, during this summer class. At the end of the class, uninstall 2013 and then install 2016 if you want it. That'd be a great move. All the stuff that you're going to learn about in 2013 is going to be present and available in the 2016 version, but I haven't even had a chance to work with it very much, and so the interface may be just slightly different enough that it'd be a little confusing. So my recommendation is get 2013 for this course, and then, you know, when you're done with this course, then go get 2016 from the Dreamspark site and get it onto your machine. So that's the process. By the way, you are watching this video, and obviously you know that because you're watching it. This next one right down here, it looks like this. If you were to go and watch that video, that's a 3-minute video, and in that video, that comes from the On the Hub people, the MSDNA, the Elms people. It was created by the people that made the site that we are using. It shows a little portion of the process, and so what I want you to do is watch my video, what you're doing right now, and then go watch that one. It's only 3 minutes, and what I'm not going to show you, they're going to show you in very good detail in this little 3-minute clip right here. So between their video and my video, you're going to be in really good shape to get all the software that you might want to download. So where is the Dreamspark site? How do you get to it? Well, you click on this link right here, and it opens up this web server right here. You can see it's alluded to as the Elms server up here. And you guys are the very first class that we have had that is using this current version of Elms. Previously, the CIS department, or the Information Systems department, had its own Elms server that was not tied into the university as a whole. It wasn't tied into computer science or any of the other departments. But as of this summer going forward, we are tied in with the rest of the university, which is actually going to be a good thing. This process you're about to see is infinitely more friendly than what we used to have to do. And you may not believe that once you see it, it's still not easy, but this process that we're about to complete is still much, much, much easier. I'm excited about it. It's the fact that you get a web installer as an option instead of having to burn ISO files is just wonderful. And so how do you do this? Well, we have this Elms authentication login page. You put in your NetID and password. You'll see that you're at Western. You're at the wku.edu domain there. So you click on continue, and it's going to take us to the WKU Information Technology page, and you'll see that there are different things you could look at: personal software, university software. We don't want either one of those. What we want is this Dreamspark Premium, and so we click on Dreamspark Premium. I told you we have like the Dreamspark name, the Elms name, the MSDN AA name. It's kind of confusing, but this is where you go. You click on the Dreamspark Premium, and then you look at all these different programs. These are all things that you could download and put on your computer, and there are many. And these are all the full working versions. They don't time out. And so if you're in the market, if you're interested in getting any of these programs, well, you can, and you download them through this same process I'm about to show you. I'm going to show you the process for Visio 2013. This is the one I'm going to get and use. Again, at the end of the semester, if you want to come back and get 2016, there it is right there. But I'm going to go ahead and get 2013 Visio. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to open a page and say, hey, there are two different versions here. We have the DVD version and we have the web installer version. This is really important. Pay attention to this, because what I'd recommend to all of you guys is to get the web installer version. What this means is through my browser it's going to download and then unpack, basically decompress the files that are needed, and then do the installation for me all through the web. If you get this DVD version, you have to have a computer that has a DVD burner, which may not be the case. On my newest computer, the one that's I usually use for this class, I don't even have a DVD tray. And so this process right here becomes really cumbersome. What I end up having to do, what you get with this DVD version is you get something called an ISO file. It's a .iso. It's an image file of a disk, and you have to take that and then burn it to with that computer, I burn it to a USB thumb drive using a particular program, and it's not simple. And so this web installer version is woohoo! This is awesome. And so I'm going to click on for the Visio Professional 2013 with Service Pack 1, 32 or 64-bit versions, web installer. I'm going to click on Add to Cart, and added it to my cart. You'll see at the top there's now a shopping cart up here, and by the way, it's free. I'm not having to pay anything for this. So I'm going to click on my shopping cart because now I'm ready to go ahead and check out. I'm going to click on shopping cart. It's going to say, hey, you have Visio in your shopping cart. What do you want to do? I'm going to say I want to check out. And then it's going to say, okay, you need to agree to this end user license agreement. Do you agree to this? Basically this says, you're not going to pirate this or do anything illegal with it. And I accept it. And then it says, okay, here's your information. Is this correct? You can check this box if you wish to receive emails from them. I do not want to receive emails from them, so I'm going to just proceed with my order. And then it says, okay, do you want to download your software or do you want your order receipt? You get a choice here. I'm going to go ahead and just go to my order receipt just so you see what that looks like. Alright, so there's my order receipt. And it's going to go ahead and get my key. There's my license key for this thing. That's important, that license key that you see right there, because when it's time to activate this software, you have to then put in your license key, and that's a unique key to your download. And so that's what you have to input in order to make this thing actually work. Let's say I got this far and then I had to go to work or I had to go to the library, well, or to go to class or something like that. This is as far as I got. Not a problem. I'm going to go ahead and close this Dreamspark server, and I'll go ahead and close that video because you know what that video is about. I told you already about that. So now it's 2 or 3 hours later, and now I want to resume this. I want to get back into this. I want to get my software. At this point, from going forward, make sure you have an hour block of time dedicated so you can finish this, because once it starts the download process, you don't want to interrupt that. And again, you want to have a broader broadband internet connection in order to get this software. So now I'm going to go back to my Dreamspark link. I click to log back into this WKU IT server here. There it is. And a minute ago we went to the Dreamspark Premium tab here to see these things. Well, now I've already got my I've made my order, and I just haven't downloaded it. So to see what I've ordered, all I have to do is go to my account, your orders. Takes it a moment to look up my information, and there is my order right there for Vizio 2013. So I'm going to click on that, and now what I want to do, I want to go ahead and get this product. I want to download it to my computer. Okay, how do you do that? Well, what you do is you click on this download button, and when you click on the download button, it's going to then pop this new tab up, and it has a 3-step process. You download what's called your secure download manager, then you get the actual program files right there, and then you do the installation. This is where that on the hub video, let me jump back over to Blackboard real quick. This watch me right here.
Welcome to the on the hub.
That's where this on the hub video is so awesome, because in this on the hub video they walk through this 1, 2, 3 process with you very, very, very well. It's really well made. So what you do is you download what's called this secure download manager. You click on that, it downloads it. It's a little small program, and what that SDM secure download manager program does is it basically manages the download of all the software programs that you're going to get, because you might get Vizio, you might get Access, you might get Project, you might get this, you might get that. And so this one installation of the secure download manager can take care of all of these SDX files. I have done that already. I wanted to show you what, when you download that secure download manager, it looks like that. That's what that file looks like in my download folder. And then once it downloaded, I double clicked it to run it, and it installed. And so now I have the secure download manager program on my computer, and since the download manager is on my computer, now I can get my actual software, and that's this SDX file. So I'm going to click on download the SDX file, and it's done it. And if I look at my download folder now, see it's very fast, it's very small. There's the SDX file. What happens is this, is you open the SDX file, and pops up this new window. It says, okay, do you want, this is your Vizio 2013 with Service Pack 1. Do you want the 32-bit version, or do you want the 64-bit version? I'm willing to bet that most everybody in this class is going to need the 64-bit version. What does that mean? Well, it's basically asking what operating system do you have. You have a 32-bit operating system or a 64-bit operating system. If you have a current version of Windows, you're probably, if you're using like Windows 8 or Windows 10, you're probably using the 64, or even Windows 7, the 64-bit operating system. How do you know for sure? Well, what you do is this. I'm going to go to my, I'm using Windows 10. If you're using a different version of Windows, just basically get to the control panel. And from the control panel, there is a category called System and Security. And if you look at System and Security, and what I'm trying to do here is basically figure out, do I need a 32-bit or a 64-bit version of the software? I'm going to click on System, and it's going to show me my system information. And here it tells me my system type is a 64-bit operating system. Okay, so that's the version of Vizio that I want to download, the 64-bit version of Vizio. So I've confirmed that, and with this little area right here, I'm going to go ahead and click on Start Download. Now at that point, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, because that will take some time. This is 486 megabytes. That's probably going to take a while. And once it's at the very end of the download process, I'm going to go ahead and start the recorder back up, and because what it first is going to do is download the files, then it's going to validate the files, Then it's going to unpack the files, and what that means is basically it's going to first get the stuff it needs from the server to my computer, and then when it validates it, it's going to make sure that what it downloaded came down properly. Nothing got corrupted in the downloading process. And then in the unpacking process, it's going to take that 486 megabytes that it downloads and actually decompress it out, so it's going to get a lot bigger than the 486 megabytes. And then it's going to give me the option to go ahead and do the installation. So I'll start the download, and you'll see that it's going to start a little meter bar right here. It'll give me, like, it's here, it's at 1% and so on. It's going to work its way up. It's telling me it's going to take about 4 minutes. So when it gets to the end, I'll go ahead and start this recorder back up so you can see the validation and the unpacking process as well. Okay, it's at 98, 99, 100%. And so now you'll see it's doing the file validation. The slider bar will drop back down to 0 and then work its way through the validation. So now it's unpacking it. Now it's taking those files and it's decompressing those or unzipping those. Those are also words used to talk about packing or compressing or zipping. Now it's doing the opposite to take the little file that it, and the reason that it packs that stuff up or compresses it is because if you're going to send some data over a network, you want to send as little data as you have to. So you smush it together. You basically, you take all your clothes and you put those into a suitcase that you can smush as tightly together, and then when you get to where you're going on your trip, you open up the suitcase and basically just about bursts open, and you take all your stuff and then you have your stuff with you. But for the transit, if you have to put a bunch of stuff in the trunk of your car or carry it through the airport with you, you want as small of a bag as possible. So it's now unpacking that. Now I'll go ahead and pause it again while it does the unpacking. I'll be right back to you in just a minute. Okay, the unpacking process is at about 99% here, 100, and all right, it's done. So now it's finally to the point that it's ready to do my installation for me. So it got the data it needed, it validated that it was good, and then it decompressed it so it can now use it. So now it's time to start the installation. What does that look like? Well, you click on a little launch button right there, and you're going to get this UAC or NAG screen saying, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Yes. And you get prompted with the Microsoft Office splash screen. Let me go ahead and get this out of your way so you're not looking at so much at once. So it's a little bit tidier here. I accept the license agreement. I'm going to continue, and I'll go ahead and do the installation now. At some point I'm going to need to get my key, my authorization key, and it may wait until I try to run it the first time. I don't remember with this program if you do it during the installation or after, but we'll find out. So I'll pause the recorder. I'll be right back to you once it's done with this installing. Okay, it completed, and saying thank you for doing the installation. So now you can close up this box. Now I can now close this box too. That was the one I used to launch the installation itself. And let's go back to the browser. Let's see what other tabs we have open. I can go ahead and close this one right here. By the way, that little movie link right there is the one that I've already that I made available on Blackboard, the On the Hub movie right there. Go ahead, and we need this. We're going to need this authorization key in just a minute. I will, not you. Let me go ahead and try and start the program. So I'm going to go to my apps. Again, this is Windows 10, so it lists it under apps. If I go to Microsoft Office 2013, there's Visio 2013. I click on it, and it's going to say OK. Enter your product key. You can either put in an email address or your product key. We have to put in a product key. That's how our process works. So let me get my product key. Just going to copy it, and then I'm going to go back to click on this link right here and paste in my code, hit installation key, or basically enter, and now I'm ready to go. It may ask me to go ahead and register the product as well. Okay, I just wanted to take a quick look at that. While I this is kind of a dynamic. Computers are dynamic, but this whole use of this server, it changes as we go. So I hadn't seen that box before. This is just basically information about Office, and I don't need it. So now I'm finally at Visio. Now I could start to make diagrams. I could go in here and I could make a timeline. I could go in here and make an org chart. I could go in here and make a map. I could go in here and do a floor plan. I could go in here and do a computer network. I could make a flow chart, and so on. And so now I have a product that I can use. And I know that process may have looked convoluted. It may have looked difficult, but man, please believe me when I tell you that what we just went through right there was 100 times easier than what we used to have to do. And so this ability to get to the web installer versions of these programs is just awesome. I love it. It's really going to be a benefit to everybody at Western going forward. So great step for all of us. Again, these are programs that you could download and put on your computer if you would like. So take a look at those. I hope that you will have an easy time with this. Let me know if you have questions. I think that this tutorial and then this little on the hub 3-minute one are going to cover what you need to know in order to get this done easily. So I look forward to seeing your finished products. You'll see in the first discussion board, one of the threads in the first discussion board is where you have to demonstrate that you have Microsoft Publisher, because and so you're going to have to install Office 365 to get that, or have Office with Publisher in it, and you're going to have to prove that you have Visio on your computers. And so you're going to get a chance to show us all your environments in that first discussion board. So thanks for your time and attention. Please contact me with questions, and I hope that this will be a good thing for you. Thanks.